Hey, what's up? First of all, TGIF. Woo, it's been one of those weeks. Second of all, I'm your host, Ryan Bennett. Welcome to the season finale, season two finale of Mandalorian. I finally get to talk to you guys about it. I have been waiting. Excuse me here while I adjust my mic a little bit. I have been waiting to talk to you guys about it, to chat up about this. Whole bunch of stuff went down in this season finale of Mandalorian season two. So this is going to be dope. Can't wait to talk to you about it. Chapter, as I said, chapter 16, episode 8, called The Rescue, because the Mando who I'm representing today went in to find the child. Also, I want to give a shout out to Three Little Blurs. They gave me a shout out on my Baby Yoda shirt for the last recap. So I wanted to shout you guys out. And I got Baby Yoda rocking over here, but I had to rock the Mando because he brought out the dad power, the dad superpowers, because he was all in to get Grogu and Baby Yoda back for this season finale. So yeah, it was definitely dope. The season 2 finale and getting to see Mando do his thing here. So let's get into it here. So it was directed by Mr. Peyton Reed, and he is known for Ant-Man, bringing on Ant-Man and the Wasp. So he's doing all right for himself. He got the talent, he got the skills. And so yeah, it was and it's really cool too to kind of to see how he kind of played with this. If you look at some of the behind the scenes Mandalorian stuff that I'm gonna get into a little bit later as well, you kind of hear a lot about how Peyton Reed kind of got to dig into this episode. So yeah, it's cool to do his thing. And then, if you got an Ant-Man and Wasp background, you about to bring the A game, right? So let's get into it. Scene by scene breakdown for this finale here. So we start off with Boba Fett trying to shoot down some kind of ship or spacecraft that's carrying Dr. Persings. And we know Dr. Persings, he's a clone engineer for the New Republic. And also Dr. Persings, we need to mention, he has been, when it comes to Grogu, when it comes to Baby Yoda, Dr. Persings is just like the one that has been testing Grogu, trying to get samples from him. He was in the lab in the beginning in season 1, so he's always been a part of this story of Baby Yoda and or Grogu going into the season 2 here, how it kind of wrapped up. But anyway, so like I said, he's been running tests on Baby Yoda. He is the doctor everybody been trying to get their hands on, trying to figure out, that kind of gives him that little bit of coveted reach where kind of protects them, but kind of doesn't. So yeah, it's interesting, the dynamic for his character. So they are Boba Fett goes and he's going after the ship. Of course, he has a trick up his sleeves. Ends up hitting the spacecraft with an ion weapon, and this basically shuts them down. So turns down all their techs, put them in like a freeze mode. So yeah, they on lockdown. So then that gives an opportunity for Mando to hop on board of this spacecraft, and he comes in ready to shoot. And in the middle of this, now we're watching out for Mando, right? Because he's coming in with the gun. He's Papa Bear. He's coming in to get, he wants this information about the child. He's coming hard. But he's not the one we need to be worried about in this scene. Marshall Doom, part of the crew that he's rolling around with right now, this ride or die crew to find Grogu. She comes in, and we start to get a little bit more background information on I'm sorry, but I was going to say on Grogu. He's like, that's on my mind right now. But background information on a little bit more of her past and struggle that keeps kind of coming back, that I was kind of disappointed. Maybe we'll get it in a season 3, but I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get more of her background, more of what she was going through. But basically what happens is one of the guys that has Dr. Piercing that works for the New Republic is like, hey, I was there, in the Death Star, and I remember how many people were killed, and I remember going after your planet he's basically reveling in the fact that they destroyed her planet, her world, because they were terrorists. He viewed them as terrorists. He was on View Alderaan, all those people as terrorists, and he was on the Death Star. So she was pissed. The way he was going in on this scene, she got livid, pissed, shot him, killed him, and Mando's looking like, okay, that's how we're going down. That's how we're doing it. Because, usually he's the one lighting it off, doing the firepower in that scene. So basically those guys end up dead. They got Dr. Persing. So yeah, that's pretty much how that kind of wrapped up. Now, the Mando and Boba Fett here, walking this next scene that we have, walking to this bar, the restaurants, the little meetups and stuff they start having, the little gathering areas. And we get to meet up with the other Mandalorians. I like to call them the blue Mandalorians, but just some other branch of Mandalorians here. Basically, Koska Reeves and Bo-Katan are who they meet up with. It is, so like I said, Mando, Boba Fett, Koska Reeves, and Bo-Katan are all meeting up here. And basically, Mando is asking for their help because these are some badass warrior women. He want as many people on this team building up as he can get. And he knows about Bo-Katan, wanting to get some stuff here because she's still on her quest to rule Mandalore, take back Mandalore. So in a part of asking for his help, she bribes. Mando ends up bribing Bo-Katan. It was like, hey, Moff Gideon has a light cruiser, and that can help you regain your power on Mandalore. So he's trying to throw out all these little things, all these different little things to kind of get her to want to help him out. And so the other interesting angle that we got going on here is why Mando is trying to work on Bo-Katan, who's basically the leader. And Makai the stranger, what's up, girl? Hello. But yeah, as we have Mando and we have Bo-Katan working their things out, we also have Boba Fett and Koska Reeves, also Sasha Fierce, for you WWE fans. She was in the they start having this kind of like, it's very like awkward tension there. They kind of really don't understand each other. They don't have that past, that background, how they work together. So, they're trying to fill each other out. They get in a little like, get in some scuffles here while things are going down. And a fight starts, Bo-Katan breaks it up and she's like, all right, look, enough of this, cut this out. We're going to agree to help you if we get to keep the ship. And also she wants the dark saber, which I think in this part here they talk about how it can cut through Vaskar, but I don't know. I think when we get down to the earlier scenes, Mando did pretty well for himself. So we'll kind of piece that together, or you guys let me know. Maybe it's a part in that I missed out or something. But yeah, so we have that scene now. So now we got them working together. We got Bo-Katan, we got Koska Reeves, we got Boba Fett, we got Mando, we got some more of the team as well too on this. And they're headed out here. So we're on Boba Fett's ship and they're putting a plan together for Moff Gideon. And we learn we learn more about the dark sabers a little bit. We learn that they got we learn where the droids are kept in the cargo bay of the ship. Basically, since they kidnapped the doctor, he's giving up all the information. This dude seems like he ain't about to be hard and tough with it. He about to give out all the information. So he's telling the crew, I'm about to call him the ride or die Grogu crew right here. Right, he's basically giving this whole crew on Boba Fett's ship every little detail they need to know about how to break in, how to stealthily get onto Moff Gideon's ship. So we got that going down right now. And then we get to see hold up, I was scrolling about a little bit too far. Let me go back here. Yeah, so we got Mando is now on the move to find Grogu, and so they kind of, it's very interesting the way they get on this ship, which I think is really cool. So they're in hyperspeed. Everybody's in hyperspeed. They're trying to get on the ship. So the idea is for Boba Fett, Boba Fett stays with the firing on his ship going in, combat mode. So the idea is for him to pretend like he's going after another spacecraft, which housed, it has a Mando, it has Bo-Katan. So, basically full of Mandalorians. We also have Marshall Dune on there. And so basically they're using the ship that way as kind of a distraction. So they're doing this fake kind of combat scenario to try to throw off Moff Gideon and his crew and his big old vessel, his big old ship, trying to get them to let him in. Like, hey, we need you to let us in. We're being attacked. Help us out here. So, basically they need emergency docking is what they called it. So they open up the gate, they actually send out some troopers though to try to shoot up. Cause Moff Gideon is kind of, his wheels are turning, but they still end up getting a jump on him. So he's kind of like, okay, well, let me see if I can send these troopers out there and see if I can help them shoot them down or whatever. So they end up dodging these troopers that come down because, they just good like that. They got a sweet flying skills. So they end up getting inside. Moff Gideon knows something going down because as soon as they get in, everybody starts grabbing weapons. They start shooting, start going after everybody. And so we get to see them all. We get to see, I love how the camera in this, the movement, how it jumps back from different groups, because we have the women going throughout the ship, basically taking care of all these different, all the troopers left and right, big old bunches, big old groups of them. And then of course we got Mando. His main mission is to go after and find Grogu. So it's very cool to see these two groups intersecting, trying to make it work. So as we one of the things Mando encounters, though, as he's going to find Grogu, is, there's still this hidden cargo bay of dark troopers that Gideon has been working on this entire time. So as Mando was kind of rolling on them, one of them tries to get out, right? So Mando does manage in enough time to shut the door, but the one that escaped is going in after him. Like, this thing is nonstop. He's trying to throw everything he can. The suit is very protective at one point, but it's a lot of hand combat going crazy. And and there's this one scene too where he's holding Mando up against this wall and just like bashing in. I mean, the hell, man, this gear is holding up because this dark trooper is going in on him. Like, these things are massive too, and just like weapons for days, and what they're built out of is crazy. So we have Mando going, trying to survive this, trying to get through it. He eventually, though, what I thought was a sweet thing, because he has all his weapons pretty much with him and packed on him now. He grabs the Vaskar spear or weapon, however you want to call it, and is able to kind of cut him off at the neck there. And so that takes care of that one dark trooper. But he ends up shutting the door and see this part. I was like, okay, maybe he's kind of dealt with them, but I was kind of thinking in the back of my head, okay, there's no way. Like, we talking about like giant robots that Moff Gideon spent his time on to be able to take down anything. Robots, essentially dark troopers. And so he thinks that he has pushed these things out through this, like, the little air chute sucks him out of the airplane. But I mean, come on now, have you seen these things? These things are like massive. So I was thinking, okay, I mean, he got rid of them for the moment, but I was like, is it really done though? Is it really? So that's how he takes care of them right there. And then we cut back to the female squad. AKA EJ, what's up? How you doing? Shouting out everybody here in the comments. And you guys let me know too, as you guys are popping up in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about the season 2 finale as I kind of continue to make my way through this breakdown. So, all right, we've had Mando dealing with the dark troopers. Let's go back to the female squad that's going down. Marshall Dune, Fennec. We got the dope Bo-Katan, and Koska Reeves. So yeah, they're, basically it's a dope women army that, if you ever need somebody to have your back and fight with you, need to find these girls. So they are, disarming weapons systems, going left and right, taking out, like I said, big gangs of all these troopers. Now, what's the interesting part is when they finally get to the main area, the main control system of the ship, they can't find Gideon. They're like, okay, what's going on? That's the main thing we're looking for. And that kind of comes back into play too as we come back of why Bo-Katan, like, one of the first things she said, she's one of the first people to notice. She's like, okay, we did all this, where's Gideon? Now, Mando, on the other hand, is not so lucky. He ends up getting into the room where Grogu is, and Grogu is being held up by a Darksaber because there's Gideon. So basically how this goes down is he starts talking about Bo-Katan. Basically, Moff Gideon pretty much knows all these little ins and outs of the crew, of what's going down, what he knows about them. So he's like, whoever has this sword, whoever has the Darksaber will have the ultimate power and would have the right to claim the Mandalorian throne. So we kind of knew a little bit about this. We kind of knew a little bit about where Bo-Katan is coming from. So Gideon says, and I know we all was, and I believe in this. I was thinking it was too quick. I was like, is it really about to be over this quick for this scene? Because we've been waiting for this Mando Moff Gideon thing meet up for a minute. So Gideon says, okay, look, I'm gonna give you the kid because I already got his blood. And, he talks about how special Grogu is. Everybody already knows. And he says he can bring order to this galaxy. And so we're all think you're kind of like, okay, well, maybe he kind of wants to go out peacefully because this has been a thing going down. But then you like, it's Gideon, and we all know he like crooked, all sorts of ways. So he working on something. So, of course, he starts trying to slice the Mando with the Darksaber, and this ensues this big epic fight scene, which I was not expecting, because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I kind of thought Gideon was a lot of talk. Like, I mean, he got the Darksaber, of course, but I didn't think he was going to come gangster like he did, but he did pretty good. They was battling it out, going left and right, going down the hallway. Like I said, cool combat scene, what we've been waiting for since season 1. Mando, of course, ain't nobody taking him down. Mando wins. And he decides to spare Gideon's life. So we already know Mando always got a backup plan. And, he ain't just trying to go him out and straight blast and start killing people like Gideon would have done. So we cut back to Bo-Katan, Mando and Gideon walk in. Gideon, of course, is in handcuffs. They walk into the central area of the ship here. And here's where it gets even crazier. Just when you thought it was done here. Here's some more information about this Darksaber that we've been wondering about. So apparently the Darksaber can only be won in combat. Because Mando, just, how Mando rolls, a deal is a deal for him. He comes in with the Darksaber in his hand, and he's like, look, I'm about to get us to Bo-Katan. We good. It's a wrap. We done. And Gideon's like, no, not so quick. You got to win this in battle, because we all see that kind of hesitation in Bo-Katan. She's like, I can't really take it. Like, we kind of see her hesitating. We're like, oh God, what's about to go down? So I'm thinking in my mind, my wheels are already turning that they might have a combat between both of them, which I don't really want, because I think they make a pretty dope team. And that could be interesting if she ever does get Mandalore back, if that's ever a part they want to go to in the series, that could be really dope and really cool for that to take place. So we find out about the Darksaber, and it keeps getting even better. That's not even, okay, that's like problem number 1 that we still got our eyes on, but that's not even the biggest how it goes. So the Dark Troopers come back on the ship, just like we thought. We were like, okay, these are like some gangster rope. You ain't just gonna like sweep them away and it's gonna be done. So they come back because, of course, they probably got some little tracking, homing signal where Gideon has planned for these things to be able to come back to the ship whenever he needs them. So they come back. All hell breaks loose because these are Dark Troopers. What you gonna do against these Dark Troopers? So basically, what the Ride or Die crew ends up doing here is locking them, locking the doors in, trying to seal themselves as long as they can, because there ain't nothing you can do going against these Dark Troopers. And then we noticed we kind of see like Grogu's too. He kind of makes some interesting faces as it's going down, like, because Grogu like kind of looks like he knows something is about to happen, something's going down. Like you get the little cute scene of him looking at the screen of the TV and everything, like he's watching something, kind of touching it with his little hand. So you like, okay, something's about to go down. And look at here, all of a sudden somebody appears on these security cameras that they're looking at here. And we see that he's slicing up these Dark Troopers like it is butter, like going in with the lightsaber, left, right, just like no sweat. Like we compare this fight scene of him going through these Dark Troopers with Mando going through the one Dark Trooper earlier. So, he's making his way through. And so Grogu, like I said, we see him putting his hand on the screen, and the Jedi is getting closer. And it's amazing the tension they build up, because everybody's like, okay, what do we do when the person gets past? Because they can see him like kind of handling these Dark Troopers, and it's like, okay, what do we do? What do we do when we go through? Meanwhile, I'm still like, this is the dopest thing I've ever seen, because the way he is just crushing. We all love this light saber action, and it's just so dope, so well how they put that together. So many cool CGI special effects that John Favreau, this whole Mandalorian team is just real dope, the way they put all this stuff together. It's just like so many ways for your eyes to dart to, so many things for you to pick up on. So like I said, we see them coming through, see this one hooded figure coming through. And for those people that are in the Star Wars world, know about this is a Jedi. Okay, you can kind of tell, as you kind of walk, as you kind of feel, you can kind of tell. And so he makes it through the door, and we're like, you still kind of a little bit hesitant, because you like, is it going to be okay? Are they going to understand? Is he going to stop? Because we haven't really, there's no communication. Jedis go to work. So it was kind of cool seeing him in there. Seeing him kind of walk in the fog and the smoke and everything. So basically, he comes up to Yeah, Moff Gideon. Yep, I seen the comments. Moff Gideon looked shocked when they said it was a Jedi. Yeah, he was like, I did kind of skip over that part. 27 Tulips is bringing it up in the comments. Yeah, he looked he looked pretty scared. He was like, I need to try to get up out of here. I think he might have. I think he was about to try to shoot himself too. I kind of skipped over a little bit too. Like he was trying to get up out of there. He was like, I feel these Jedi vibes. I know what's going on because Moff Gideon, he's smart. We don't like him for the smartness that he uses for because he uses it for evil. But he knows what's going down. He knows how to get in and out these situations. He was trying to end it. He was like, I ain't about that life. I guess he knows his line, and he was like, I'm ready to bounce. So yeah, he was trying to get up out there. But who wasn't? Because Mando was brave and he wants to protect it. He knows that Grogu is sensing something's going down here. So he's like, hey, are you a Jedi? Because Mando always I love this about him in the series. He's always the one to be like, he's like, are you a Jedi? Or are you a Mandalorian? He's always the one to ask the question. All the audience and everybody is kind of thinking of. So basically, we find out, okay, yes, it's true. This is the Jedi he's been looking for. Also, we get a little R2-D2 action popping up in here as well, too, a little bit later. But I'm getting way too excited. Let me back up a little bit. But anyway, basically, once we find out this is Jedi, Mando is like, what's going on? Because you see Grogu kind of shy off to the side a little bit, and the Jedi, by the way, who is Luke Skywalker. Ooh, there you go for the fans. That's why Instagram and Twitter went ballistic when this went down. But anyway, basically what I thought was so cute, and it was so sad, you guys, Grogu was looking for permission from Mando to go with the Jedi because, we all know this is what this whole season has been leading up to. But, it's his dad, you guys. He was like, I don't want to go. Like, can I go? Is it okay? Even though he's feeling this pull of the Force, and he knows, and the Jedi, Luke Skywalker, all the Jedi, Ahsoka Tano was telling him, like, you have to learn. The only way for Mando the only way for Grogu to ever be safe is he has to learn how to use his powers. The Force can do these amazing things, and he has to learn how to control it, how to use it. So that's the thing that is just so heart-wrenching because we have this we have this child-kid relationship blossoming, and Mando is so hurt. So, and I see you guys talking about Grogu and Mando, our family goes. Yeah, it was just, this scene was just so sad because, it was sad and hyped at the same time. Only Mandalorian can do that to you because you don't want to see that family dynamic break up, but you're like, he's got these mad powers that he got to learn how to use. So somebody got to teach him. So, they say goodbye. Mando gives her permission to leave. And guys, we get another helmet off. Pedro Pascal was getting a lot of, FaceTime. I'd be curious to see how he felt about getting so much of that FaceTime now. And, what it's supposed to be such a secret to see a Mandalorian's face and everything. But, we had to get the sentimental goodbye. So he had to let Grogu touch his face and, try to make us cry even more. We weren't already sad. So, let's see, Quincy here in the comments, like they went through so much development. It just made it so sad. Yeah, they did. It was so sad to kind of see them go. And yeah, I couldn't handle it either. Yeah, it was really, really, really sad to kind of see this whole thing come down. But I mean, at the same time, in the back of your head, you like, oh, well, we got a Jedi, we got a Luke Skywalker thing happening here. So, Mandalorian trying to mix it up here, which, by the way, a little fun, interesting fact about that was a combination of a Mark Hamill like CGI, and there was a double called Max Lloyd Jones, who did a lot of the lightsaber movements. So little kind of fun facts there for you guys. Anybody, geeks out like me and love those behind the scenes facts and everything. But yeah, so while we're still trying to cry in this sad moment, like I said, R2-D2 comes rolling in, makes it even sadder because we see them kind of communicate, him and Grogu, and they had this kind of little cute moment. And so basically we see Luke pick up Grogu, and we get to see them head off into the elevator. And it's just our hearts that's just breaking, and just the sadness that just keep pulling from us as they close the elevator door. And we just like, no, that's our whole family unit. But he might be a badass, Jedi in the future. So, Ahsoka Tano did say it reminds him of baby of I was gonna say baby Yoda of Yoda, which I still think we should have got baby Yoda, but Grogu, I guess we gotta work with it. So that is pretty much where we end at for the season 2 finale. And I was just all in my emotions and all in my feelings. You guys let me know. I know a couple of you already in the comments now, but yeah, it was just like, it was a very emotional roller coaster leading up to that. I was not expecting it to find. I was not expecting for Mando to have that cool moment, get him back for a little bit. Well, kind of get him back because they was fighting. It was a whole fight to the end, and then have to leave him again. But we do kind of know that Mando, he's getting the job done. There's never been a time he's like, I'm making a deal. It doesn't know his purpose and doesn't go fully in ride or die to complete his purpose. Okay, cool. But now we have the season 2 finale of Mandalorian down here. Heard in season 3 is coming back around somewhere in there. So, do stay locked for that. But also, though, while we're waiting for that, though, they gave us a lot of spinoffs that I thought was really dope. Like if you guys watch past the credits for the season 2 finale, they give us this dope scene with Boba Fett and Fennec. And I won't kind of spoil it in case some of you guys want to go all through because there's really cool action in the scene. But basically, we end up finding out that we're going to get the book of Boba Fett coming December 2021. So that's going to be really dope. We also get a Ahsoka Tano spinoff, Rosario Dawson. Thank you. Somebody is finally giving her props. We get a Ahsoka series coming to Disney Plus. Like all this stuff is coming to Disney Plus. Also, they didn't give us a lot of information on this, but we get Rangers of the New Republic. So we get a lot of those cool aspects here coming out. If you're looking for what they're going to do next for Mandalorian, what's the spinoffs, it's a lot of cool dope spinoffs. So you guys let us know what you think about these spinoffs. I know you guys already know I'm hyped for Ahsoka. Like I've been wanting Rosario Dawson to get them props and love for a good minute. So I can't wait for that. And so last thing I want to wrap up with here is, I'm one of those people that once my series is done, I'm always waiting for the next thing. We know we know it takes them a little while in this world because of all the tech they use to kind of build up and give us these spinoffs while we're waiting. I try to find me something to do, and I love the behind the scenes stuff. So the making of season 2 of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, definitely go check it out. They talk about the crate dragon. If you guys remember the crate dragon, like how it was that skeleton in New Hope. I forgot that was the kind of there was a skeleton of a dragon or whatever in New Hope, and they kind of used that to kind of build up to create the crate dragon. And the fact that he can liquefy the sand through sound waves, like just some really dope, interesting, cool facts that they'll break down some of these characters and how Jon Favreau, how his team decided like, hey, this character like kind of got a little bit of love over here in the Star Wars universe, but let me bring him out for the Mandalorian and blow this thing up. So it was cool. Also, the volume, I keep talking about this, the technology, it's a massive when you watch it behind the scenes, and basically the entire set is like screens all the way around. That's how they can do some of these epic things. That's how you can completely immerse your crew in CGI and get some of this amazing acting we've been getting. They said it's 100 feet long, 22 feet tall. So it's amazing just to see like they expanded it for season 2, and you get to see them on the little tablets controlling. It's just all this kind of stuff. I just nerded out. So if you're a nerd like me and you like all these behind the scenes stuff, they really break it down in the making of season 2 for The Mandalorian. So definitely go check that out. They talk about how you can shoot scenes in lower light and dark scenes. And you guys know how I go off about lighting. And it's cool how they make it work in this indoor environment, all these screens, and it's really dope. It's technology like stagecraft. Like I said, this CG environment is so cool. Also want to bring back up Frog Lady from the beginning, Missy Rosa. Epic performance with her body moves and everything. We get to see her get into the costume and how she moved and how she brought us into that. So yeah, it is so dope. If you, like I said again and again, if you are a behind the scenes BTS nerd like I am, go check out Making Season 2. That'll give you something to do as we kind of wait for some of these spinoffs to come out. As we make our way to December 2021 for this Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett. So, but yeah, I want to thank you guys too so much for listening to me, for bitting out with me on these Mandalorian recaps. I've had so much fun, and I had to make sure I come back and finish the season's finale out for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed Mandalorian season 2. Shameless plug, go back and check out the other recaps if you're still kind of catching up, want to know some of the stuff that's going down. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I really appreciate it. Stay safe. I am on November Bear on Twitter. I'm at Ryan Ben on Instagram. Follow Black Girl Nerds on all social media platforms to see what we got coming for you next. And yeah, it's been a blast. Thank you guys so much for recapping The Mandalorian with me. Stay safe. Bye-bye.